Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. In today's video we are diving into goal planners and I'm going to use Griply as an example and why I'm going to talk about why I like the idea of goal planners. And I mainly know of two goal planners. You could probably do or turn your task management tool into more of a goal planner, but there are two dedicated apps that call themselves goal planners, and Griply is one of them. The main reason for why I'm showing Griply and not the other one, which is TimeStripe, which I will also link down below, is because there are actually two reasons. The first one is that Griply is the application I've used as my daily to-do list application. That is the first reason. The second reason is simply because I have an affiliate link, and it is a way for me to use that link. Just being honest, but let's jump into it because you don't necessarily have to use Griply. I think Griply is a good tool. That's why I've used it as my to-do list application. But if you're on Android, for example, I wouldn't recommend it because there is no Android application. And there are other great options like Time Stripe, which is a more in-depth option, but there are other ones that you can turn into a goal planner app. Because we're not talking about the idea of like a to-do list application in general, we're talking about more of a goal focus. So you could probably build something like this in Notion as well. So here, just to quickly show you, you have inbox, you have today, you have upcoming, you have all tasks. You can see that my calendar has been acting out. It created the same thing 3 times, and I'm not sure why. You have your all tasks. I will come back to this later, and you have life areas. And this is where it starts to get interesting because if you are really into productivity and you have been into productivity for a while, you're familiar with these life areas. So what I would do is inside of any application was to build an area of life like this here. I can drag them back and forth, but I have some of these are default ones, but I have my like social media stuff. I have my day job. That is what I have. And I also use this family and friends one a little bit. I actually don't use the sports and health one, even though I do a lot of sports, or at least I've started to. But these are like your life areas. And what I really like about this is that I can create a new goal. Either by just creating a goal or exploring the goal planners. So you can learn a new skill, you can close 10 deals. There are a lot of different ones here. I've never used them. I just go in here and I create a new goal. And this goal is, for example, in my case, I have this 6,000 YouTube subs. And why is this really, really important? The main reason for why I really like this, one, I can add my tasks into here, but that isn't that important. What I really like is that, let's say I wanted to film a YouTube video. So let's say film Griply video, for example, film Griply, let's just call it that. I can attach this to a goal or a life area. So I will attach it to my 6,000 YouTube subs. And why is this important? Because in many cases, like when I plan out my year, I set a bunch of goals. Like I have a note with all of my goals. And I checked it when I was traveling to Greece this summer just to like see what was actually my goals again. And I had forgotten half of them. There are two issues with that. The first one is that I probably added goals that weren't that important to me. But secondly, if a goal isn't top of mind, you forget about it and you often end up doing like regular tasks that are important, but they aren't related to your goals. That's why I really like this goals planner style application. I want my goals to be top of mind. And what these goal planners do is that they actually give you a little bit of a different view around your goals. Like these views are built for goals, so I can click into here and I can actually track my progress on this goal. I am probably not going to reach this goal, but I can also see when I do my reviews for the year or for the week or whenever you do reviews. You can see that I did a video on Griply 69 days ago today because I had the same tasks in here. But basically, you can go in here and you can see like when was the due date for this video, for example. At what time did I put this due date again? Just an example, and you can see that, oh, so I did this many tasks this month, for example, based on the due date. So let's say you do a weekly review and you've done 6 tasks related to this project, but then you can see that um, you've done more in another project. Let's say you had a family and friends project that weren't that important, or even worse, you did a lot of tasks that weren't related to any of your goals or any of the things you want to accomplish. And I'm not saying that we should revolve everything around goals and hustle culture and all of that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we often allow life to get in the way of doing the things we wanted to do and the goals we set for ourselves. Goal planners or to-do list applications that focus on goals, which is what Griply and TimeStripe actually is. They call themselves goal planners, but they are to-do list applications at their core, but they are to-do list applications with the ability to have more of a focus on your goals. So what I like about Griply specifically is that I can put my goals underneath my areas, and I really like this insight as well. And I know that this insight is actually something that a lot of other applications have as well, a lot of other goal planners have as well. And this brings me back to my point of doing like reviews. You can see how you are going. So here I actually have set a number goal, 6 to 1,000 YouTube subs, but I also have a start newsletter one where I can see all of my tasks and how many tasks I have actually added, and this works for habits as well. I don't actually use this a lot for habit tracking, and this isn't even the account I mainly use whenever I've used Griply. Uh, I often have 2 accounts for all of the productivity apps I have personally used, simply because there are a lot of work-related stuff that I can show on YouTube. But back to the point, I can click here and I can like see how things are progressing in here, and it gives me sort of a way to see whether or not I'm moving towards my goal. Like if one of my goals was to start this newsletter and I've only done 3 tasks, maybe my goal isn't actually something I want to accomplish, or maybe I should prioritize this even more. It gives you sort of a more mindful approach towards your task management, and that's what I really like about it. I like Griply because of the way it is set up, because of the calendar blocking abilities, which is actually really, really simple. So I can drag things onto here. So that is why I actually like Griply a lot, and that's why I am choosing to do the video just showing Griply, and also because I'm quite familiar with the application after using it. Um, but basically, that's the main reason why I like goal planners. It is, as you might know from my YouTube channel, I care deeply about productivity because I care about mindfulness and a mindful approach to productivity and doing things that you want to do because you want to do them, and not necessarily falling into all of these traps that you like do things based on expectations or do things just because you're used to them. And that comes from like my mental health stuff and the mental health issues I've had. Again, if you're new to the channel, I have bipolar disorder. That's how I got into all of this productivity stuff. But that's why I'm a big fan of goal planners, because they push me towards more of a mindful approach to productivity, which I think is important. Let me just be clear, these aren't for everyone. I just like them a lot personally, and I think a lot of people can benefit from them. I will leave the link to Griply, an affiliate link, and one non-affiliate link, as well as the link to TimeStripe, and I will be back to do a more in-depth head-to-head on those 2 applications. But I think that covers it for today's video.